Every year a big gaming event happens in Korea called G-Star, and as Korean publishers are looking more so to expand into the West, it's becoming more and more relevant to us. This year's event hasn't started yet, but some of the publishers have already began dropping teaser trailers for their upcoming projects. We've already spoken to you about an upcoming anime Souls-like game, Arad Chronicles Kazan, which is set in the Dungeon Fighter Online universe. But there was another title that got a gameplay reveal recently, so let's go over everything you need to know about Dungeon & Fighter Overkill. This is a side-scrolling game, and we know some people will not play certain games because of their camera perspectives, so we would love to know what your preferred perspective for gaming is. Personally speaking, I quite enjoy both first-person and third-person games. Whether it's a first-person shooter like Call of Duty, or a third-person mmorpg, I feel quite comfortable playing these kind of games, but we'd love to know what you think down in the comments below. And while you're there, definitely click like to show support for the video because it really does help, and subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming gaming news. So what exactly is Dungeon & Fighter Overkill? Well, it's a side-scrolling 3D action RPG by Neepal, the developers of DNF Duel, and the upcoming Arad Chronicles Kazan previously mentioned. It's being developed in Unreal Engine 4 and will be released on both PC and mobile platforms. It seems in recent years there has been a real effort by Neepal to expand the DFO universe by developing more games and stepping into new genres. We personally like the attempt, but we're curious to see how it will pan out as the world of DFO has a vast amount of lore and some of the characters and designs are pretty cool, so we definitely love to see them working in these different genres. Here's what the latest official description of the game says about Overkill. Project Overkill is a next-generation 3D action RPG that Neepal, a renowned action game giant, presents with Dungeon & Fighter IP. Combat style with a high degree of freedom, with dozens of unique characters. Meet the Apex action game that goes beyond the original on PC and mobile. It's also worth noting that Neepal is attempting to transition from the traditional DFO gameplay style of a 2D fighting side-scroller into a 3D one with Overkill. This will allow players more freedom when exploring the world and grant new combat opportunities. Within the gameplay trailer, we can see a lot of the classes from DFO will return, as we get to see short snippets of gameplay from both the Berserker, the Fighter, and a couple more. The actual gameplay itself, it looks like it's super smooth, and it's nice to see they kept the spirit of the original DFO, but have upgraded it for this new perspective as the game still has those crazy and flashy moves that you can execute really quickly. From looking at the trailer, we can actually see that Overkill is going to be a story-focused game, but of course there's going to be a core focus on the combat gameplay. Unfortunately, the developers haven't released any details yet on what exactly we can expect, but in the past, Neepal have released anime intros to expand on the storytelling in-game. For now though, we do have this very poorly Google translated version of the story, so bear with us on this. Hendon Mayer and Gran Floris are familiar to the Aridians, the Arua and airship at the Revolution that will be the springboard for the next adventure. Delilah, Neilbus, and Danjin have been reborn with a new look that is different from the original. At Overkill Studio, we are developing new experiences that come with intimacy. Do forgive me if I got any of those names wrong, but from the trailer we also get a glimpse at what players will be able to do other than combat within the game, such as being able to freely explore areas such as the towns and villages. In addition, there will be puzzles and mini-games for the player to complete, which adds a nice amount of variety to the gameplay, rather than just beating up enemies constantly. We will be hearing more about exactly what is in store for the gameplay at a later date, but the game, from what we have seen so far, is setting itself up to be a worthy sequel to DFO, but even DFO has its own problems, which we hope are remedied within this Overkill. One thing Overkill can do to be successful is to drop the crazy monetization model that DFO had, as players really enjoyed the game and the class variety, but felt really restricted by what you could say is pay-to-win aspects. If they are going to release this within the West, we really hope they will adapt their business model to better fit with our tastes over here in the West. But ultimately, if you like games without any microtransactions at all, then this was probably one that you want to skip. But we can always hope that they won't go full pay-to-win, and that the game will actually be good. We'll have to wait and see. Tell us what you think of the DFO universe down in the comments below. Are you a fan? Do you hate it? Do you love it? We'd love to hear what you think. And do click like while you're down there and subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss out on any updates from us. The two videos on screen now we think you'll really enjoy if you did enjoy this one. You don't have to click them if you don't want to, but if you did enjoy this video, you're probably going to enjoy these too. Tell us what you think after watching though in the comments down below.